Right lines one through the middle, a base hit. Murphy around third. He's heading home. Here comes Gardner's throw to the plate. Not in time. The Mets have tied it. The ball gets away. Right heads for second, and he's in safely. And he loops one in the shallow right, a base hit. Here comes right around third. The throw to the plate by Ichiro. Not in time. The Mets win it. Lucas Duda with the game-winning hit. Rivera throws the first pitch, and it ends up, he does throw the last pitch.
Third bucked the tying run at second with one out.
And a long drive, deep right field, headed to the Pepsi porch. It's out of here! The Mets win the ball game! Kirk Neuenheisel walk-off 3-run homer at the bottom of the ninth.
Again, the 3-2, and he got him. Wheeler's first down in the big leagues was a strikeout of Jason Hayward. 0-2 from Wheeler, struck him out. And he gets him on 3 pitches. Second strikeout of the inning, 2-2. Struck him out. Number 7 for Zach Wheeler. 6 scoreless innings for Zach Wheeler, and his dad couldn't be happier.
And the starting pitcher, warming up in the bullpen from your New York Mets, Matt Harvey. The batsman in a 2-2 pitch, out number 1. And Harvey gets the strikeout.
Darnell hits one in the air to deep left center field. That goes Jackson to the warning track. Right back at the wall. It's out of here! Travis Darnell with his first major league home run.
But I just got to know one thing. Are you ready? No! I said, are you ready?
It's showtime.
I am so ready.
You got believe. You got believe. Read all about it. Read all about it. Mets favorites to win the pennant. First time in 15 years.
Well, we're getting there. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to We Believe, the New York Mets. We are Mets Believers Facebook group weekly show where we talk about what's been happening in the world of the New York Mets and talk about a lot of things that we want to see with this organization and what we want to see in the future. Of course, my name is Sean Broderick. I'm by myself this evening for you, but again, this is our show we do weekly here, and we've been able to do it each and every week. And this is this works out for me because I haven't been on the last couple of weeks, and I think it deserves to. I deserve to be able to have to do this myself. So there you go. So looking at tonight's game, today's game, obviously the Mets get the 4-3 victory in 14 innings with the victory over the Atlanta Braves to avoid the sweep at home at Citi Field. As of course the Citi Field woes continue, they are 500 right now, going into their next series, which will be against the St. Louis Cardinals, which I will actually be able to get to one of the games, so that'll be very fun to go to. So just recapping it, the Mets had 9 hits, 4 runs, 1 error. The Atlanta Braves had 10 hits and 3 runs with 3 errors. That ultimately the Mets only had 3 of the Mets' 4 runs were earned, which would be the actually oddly enough, the first 3 runs were 2 of them were earned. Of course, the last one being earned with the pop fly, sacrifice fly. Let's take a look at the pitchers. Zach Wheeler, 6 innings, 6 hits, 3 earned runs, 3 walks, 6 strikeouts. Quality start, big deal. Gonzalez Herman, a third of an inning, he gave up a couple hits. Scott Rice came in, 1 pitch, 2 outs. Carlos Torres, 2 innings, 2 Ks. Kyle Farnsworth, 1 inning and a hit and a K. Daisuke Matsuzaka, nearly 3 scoreless innings, nearly all perfect, except for, I think, a leadoff walk. Other than that, basically perfect. Jose Valverde, 1 inning, 1 hit. So the Mets walked 5, they struck out 14. Very rare do you see the Mets actually throw more strikeouts than they actually, get more strikeouts pitching-wise than they do hitting. So the big news, of course, has been or really lack thereof, development and performance of Curtis Granderson. And, Curtis Granderson gets the sacrifice fly to get the game won. Again, this doesn't get him off the hook per se, but I will say that, that was a good moment for Curtis. I'm sure that there's nobody that could have used it any more than he. So, I think at the end of the day, it's a nice buffer for Curtis, and I think it works out to be a bit of it's definitely a positive for Curtis going forward, just to get that kind of confidence, and hopefully his next couple of at-bats, he'll be able to hit the ball. The Mets have been hitting the ball much better. It may have not have shown that much today, or hasn't shown that much. They have been putting the bat on the ball. The hitters have been striking out less, and I think that's been a very big thing. Let's take a look at some out-of-town scores in the sense of the Mets being some of their top prospects, of course. Let's getting a quick update on guys like Noah Syndergaard. Looking at Noah Syndergaard, his numbers right now, he's gotten 4 starts as of now. He's in 20 innings, he struck out 15. He's walked 8. He's given up 2 home runs, and an ERA of 4.9, which in the PCL is actually not all that bad. So let's again moving on. Rafael Montero, just about the same, except his ERA is about a point and 1.15 ERA is lower. He's 2-0 with a 3.80, 21 1/3, 18 hits, 2 home runs allowed. Just like Syndergaard, he's given up 6 walks and he's struck out 24. And I think that's something to definitely look at. However, right now, as far as starting pitching is concerned, it doesn't look like the Mets really need those guys here up in the big club, unless if Rafael Montero is going to be a relief pitcher, which we know that Noah Syndergaard isn't. But could Rafael Montero become that guy? We'll have to see. Dominic Smith of the Savannah Sandgnats, the number 3 prospect, a first baseman who got drafted last season, 11th overall. Basically, this is quote-unquote the Michael Bourne pick, because this is what the Mets would have signed Michael Bourne at before the 2013 season if it didn't mean he would have had to give up the draft pick. So, here's what Smith's done so far. 8 of 52. He has struck out 7 times. He's drawn 1 walk. No extra base hits to speak of. He's batting .154. However, he's not striking out. But he's not walking. However, he's not striking out a ton, which means he's putting the ball in play. And with 52 at bats in 14 games, the patience is key there for Dominic Smith. Again, this would be his first full season in professional baseball. So again, it's going to be a couple years for Smith. Wilmer Flores, batting .250 right now at the moment. He has a home run. He's got a triple. He's got a double. He's also struck out 11 times, but he's got more hits than strikeouts, which is a good ratio, especially when you're the Mets. He's also got 8 RBIs, and he's also drawn 4 walks in his 60 at-bats so far. Moving on, another shortstop prospect by the name of Ahmed Rosario. He's in Kingsport. He has yet to start playing. Brandon Nimmo. This is the guy that everybody keeps talking about, the first-round pick in 2011, the Wyoming kid. Okay? He's played in 16 games for Port St. Lucie, which, by the way, Port St. Lucie has had an unbelievable amount of talent down there as far as the hitters are concerned. Here is the numbers for Nimmo. He has a home run, 9 RBIs. He struck out 14 times, but he's also drawn 12 walks, stolen base, 3 doubles, 24 hits. He's batting .381. So it looks like if Nimmo can keep that up, those kinds of numbers up, then he should probably be seeing himself up in Binghamton very soon. Speaking of Binghamton, Kevin Plawecki, the number 7 guy, of course, the catching prospect, the Jose Reyes pick from 2012. He has so far has a couple of doubles, an RBI, 5 strikeouts, 10 hits, 4 walks. He's batting .286 and 35 at bats. Cesar Puello, looking at him, a guy that, to me, I think is a guy that could be a 5-tool. He should probably be in the majors this season. Him being 23 in the beginning of April here. .228, couple stolen bases. He's struck out 16 times. He's got 13 hits, no homers, 2 doubles. So developing still there a little bit. Gavin Caccini, another shortstop prospect. He plays in Savannah. He's batting .236, couple home runs, 13 hits. So doing a little bit better than Smith at the moment. Speaking of more shortstop, second baseman prospects, Dilson Herrera, who you may remember from the Vic Black, along with Vic Black, was in the Marlon Byrd John Buck trade. Well, in St. Lucie, like I said, St. Lucie is absolutely stacked. 23 hits. He's only struck out 11 times. He's gotten 8 RBIs, a homer, a triple, 3 doubles, and he's batting .338. So, right, like I said, St. Lucie has just been unbelievable. Steven Matz, he got in 18 innings already in St. Lucie, 17 Ks. He's got an ERA of 2. He has started 3 games. He's a starter in St. Lucie. Corey Mazzoni has yet to says he's yet to pitch. We're not sure what's going on there in Binghamton. He has not yet played this season, and it's not like he's listed on the DL. Jacob deGrom. This guy is probably the first of the guys from the next guy up from pitching-wise as far as pitchers, maybe guys in the bullpen if needed be. Jacob deGrom has started in 3 games. He struck out 15 and 18 innings. He's only given up 1 homer, 10 hits. He's got an ERA of .50, which, if you want to calculate that, folks, in the PCL, that is ridiculous. Okay? Moving on, Domingo Tapia. How about St. Lucie Mets again? He's 14 innings, 5 Ks, 8 walks, 6 hits, and ERA of 1.9. Gabriel Inoa, another St. Lucie pitcher, 5.79 ERA, 14 innings, 7 Ks, 6 walks, trying to get himself out of the gate. Michael Fulmer, 3 starts, he's got an ERA of 11. Got to try to get that going. He struck out a lot. Looks like he's just being a little too aggressive. We'll see if that continues. Binghamton Mets first baseman Jace Boyd, batting .174, 6 hits, 8 hits, and he struck out 11 times so far. So we've got to get him going. Vic Black in 5 games so far in Vegas. He's just done absolutely nothing but just shut him down. He has a 6 1/3 scoreless inning streak. He has not given up any runs at all. His ERA is goose eggs. Jack Leatherstitch, this is a guy, the left-handed reliever that everybody was talking about in spring training. He's in Binghamton right now, 6 2/3, 14 strikeouts with an ERA of 5.4, but he's only surrendered 1 home run in his 6 2/3 and 7 hits, which is an opponent average of .259, which isn't terrible. Logan Verrett, he's a AAA pitcher as well. He's another starter, a right-handed pitcher, 3.86 ERA with 11 strikeouts in 16 1/3. So you look at it like this. you look at it in that way, folks. Listen, the farm system, as far as the top 20 prospects, are doing well. We want to know who's going to be some of the next guys that'll come up in the bullpen. Well, figure that probably Jacob deGrom, guys like that. We saw the pitcher who I just said. I can't believe I just really. Hang on a second. Sorry about that. Logan Verrett. There we go. Sorry about that. Logan Verrett. He's another guy. We might see him. Vic Black, I think, might be the first guy as far as bullpen guys are concerned. Vic Black was here in New York at the end of last season. He looked pretty good. He was going to be fighting for a bullpen spot, and he lost it because he was pitching so horribly. Ryan Reed, same thing. He might be the next one coming. Do we know that for sure? No. But that's what you would think you might see coming. I think there's still some development that is needed to be done as far as hitters, as far as the hitting is wise for Wilmer Flores. They've been playing him at shortstop, which is good, and I think that's the big thing. Henry Mejia might move to the pen. We don't know. It'd be hard pressed to tell me that Daisuke Matsuzaka doesn't deserve to get more shots in the pen, because he was very solid out of the pen after he stopped pitching out of the stretch. I think that was a key in today's game as well. As far as the other two games, again, the bullpen kind of failed. Well, Jose Valverde kind of didn't really get the job done, and the Mets squandered one hit during the game the other day. So tomorrow is going to be a start of a 4-game series. Henry Mejia will go up against Lyons, G up against Wainwright, Waka against Nice, and then on Thursday, which is the game I will be going to, Mr. Bartolo Colon will go up against Mr. Lance Lynn, pending, of course, any type of weather or anything like that. And then literally will be the Marlins will be coming to play the Mets for the first time, and that'll be all the way up until the 27th, which will be our next episode of We Believe, and then following that will be a game against the Citizens, against the Phillies in Philadelphia. I don't know why they need a travel day, but I guess having all those games in a row, they don't get a day off until literally next Monday. So there you go. All right, folks. So again, that's just your little report on We Believe. I wasn't going to give you too much. As far as the lineup is concerned, I will point this out. I think that if you give Lucas Duda a chance to back cleanup with Chris Young batting fifth, and maybe Murphy batting in front or behind the catcher, I think maybe behind the catcher might actually benefit the catching, which might just be the best thing. And all you have to do is get your leadoff guy. All you have to do is get your leadoff guy and your eighth hitter to develop a little bit better, at which then you will have a little bit of a better, a better lineup all up and down. If guys can start hitting, other guys will start to see better pitches because they need to try to get them out rather than trying to go around them, as we saw earlier today. So, and of course the 800-pound gorilla in the room. I know. Of course, the trade yesterday, the Ike Davis trade. That you know what, the Mets may or may not have been a little bit down, but I think this win today was a big thing. Was a really big help. And you know what, Ike Davis, it was good. You know what, it was a good run. You've gave us some good moments, a couple walk-off home runs in your career, a couple of a couple of great plays, but ultimately, I guess there was the pressure of New York, just the mental state just wasn't there, and you know what? All I want to say is people that are going to cheer against the Pittsburgh Ike Davis, think about it just for a second. Why would you want to do that? If you're cheering for Ike Davis and Ike Davis is producing well, I'm telling you right now, the Pirates player to be named later, I know that it was Zach Thornton had a player to be named later. This player to be named later will not be a player to be named later like as if it's just, Bull Durham, okay? We're talking this guy could be a Bull Durham type of guy, or he can be a guy that is a highly thought after prospect, especially if Ike Davis starts to hit well. If all he has to do is try to get around 250 and maybe knock a couple home runs, and the Pirates will ship the Mets over a perhaps major league ready prospect or a major league outfielder that prospect will replace, depending on who that would be. So just remember that when you're thinking about the Pirates, thinking about Ike Davis, and looking towards the future for the New York Mets. You always got to believe, and we all do. We are Mets believers, and we'll see you next week. My name is Sean Broderick. Jordan Panich and David Schwartzman, or the Schwaz as we call him, will be back next week. Hopefully, we'll see you all then. Remember, please believe. You got to believe. And have a good evening, everybody.